Just before this episode, I want to tell you about another adventurous audio podcast series. Inside Forensic Science is back with an utterly intriguing historic murder mystery.
Westminster Gazette, August 31st. Sensational mystery in Scotland. Suspicious death of an English lieutenant.
A young man is dead.
And from my examination, I had no doubt that it was a gunshot wound.
So is it murder or a tragic accident?
The thing that worries me is that this poor guy was shot in the back of the head.
And why would anyone want him dead in the first place?
Didn't take too long to assess that there's absolutely something rotten in the state of Denmark.
Mishandled evidence, a chaotic crime scene, fraud, suspects who vanish into thin air.
We've got one witness who's actually washed the blood from the deceased.
This case has it all. Inside Forensic Science, the Ard Lamont Mystery, a podcast from the Leverhulme Research Centre for Forensic Science at the University of Dundee. Coming soon to wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, it's Ali here, salon director from the Head Gardener in Inverness. Talking about cancer is never easy, but unless we're open and honest about it, how can we learn from each other and, most importantly, support each other? Personally, I love this podcast. Every so often there'll be a little nugget that will just smack you in the face and you just think, whoa, right, that resonates. I think Penny is an amazing storyteller. She's utterly honest and yes, sweary, but cancer makes you a bit sweary. I'm really proud to be the sponsor of Lump and I hope you get as much from it as I do. But don't forget to like it, rate it and share it. And over to Penny.
Bored with this now. I've been quiet for a few weeks, struggling to write. Until this point, the words have just poured out, but just now, I can't quite work out how to wrestle what I need to say onto the page. And I suspect the problem is this. I'm really, really bored of cancer. I'm so over cancer, it's not true. I desperately want to draw a line and move on, but I can't. I had told myself that once I reached the anniversary of my diagnosis, today, the 22nd of January as it happens, I would call it a day. Not it, as in end it all for fuck's sake. No, end this, the blog. I'd envisaged writing a breezily upbeat post about my skipping off into the sunset with my wetsuit to get married and bring up my daughter and maybe have some chickens and make beeswax candles. David has bought beehives, don't ask me. And grow potatoes. And all that good life idyllic, get me and my perfect life pish. It wouldn't be pish, it would be wonderful, but no one has a perfect life. No one. Basically, what I wanted to do was stick a very large middle finger up to cancer and say, fuck you, you're gone, we won, eat my smiley-faced emoji. I've been dutifully paused, pen in hand, waiting to write that post, to wrap it all up. But I can't. I considered whether I'd simply lost the ability to write, that all this blog has been was a temporary fix in a time of need. The reason I can't skip off into the sunset to pick daisies and swim with the dolphins is I can't skip. Literally. Some days I struggle to get out of bed, I'm so stiff. I shuffle around like a 90-year-old. I can't sit for too long or my body sets like fast-drying cement, and I have to crowbar myself upright and oil my joints so I can function again. If I try to turn around to look behind me, it's like I'm wringing out an iron bar. There's no give or twist. I'm solid. And why am I like this? Because I made the flippin' terrible decision to have a reconstruction after my mastectomy. I keep circling round that choice, trying to revisit and remember how I ended up here. Of course, none of us knew my body would fight this business of being rearranged so aggressively, but it has. And it is. And as a result, I can't leave cancer behind. Because I can't escape the ongoing impact of my surgery. I actually fantasise about going back in time and asking for just a mastectomy, please. I do. In my wilder moments, I've even envisaged asking for a double mastectomy so I can be rid of the lot. I don't need them, and I imagine how much easier the browsing would be. I have a friend who did just that, demanded the double and got it. How I envy that bold, brave choice now. I've thought about camping out at the breast clinic, begging to have it all reversed somehow. Apparently the scar tissue would be even worse, I'm told. I did actually ask my physio. I heard a question asked on a radio comedy programme the other week. What's the worst decision you've ever made? And it was out of my mouth before the question mark had finished hanging. My reconstruction, easily. That's how big this is. I see people wrestle with it confused when I say I've been encased in concrete. They sometimes still try to reach for the stock phrase, it's early days. But it isn't flippin' early days. It's been nearly 11 months since my op. I also regularly get handed the singularly unhelpful, listen to your body bullshit. Trust me, I listen so fucking hard I'm now deaf with the tinnitus. Most days, my body roars at me. I'm not in pain. I think folk find that confusing too. If I'm not in pain, what am I fussing about? But I can't describe it any better than I already have. I've been buried alive, and each day I have to chip my way out of the tomb to function sort of normally. So I do what I can. I pay for physio every week. Lucky me that I can afford it. Imagine going through this shit with only the NHS to look to for support, especially just now. I diligently go to online Pilates, which makes me feel like I'm ripping my body in two. So much so, most classes make me cry with frustration. Sorry, Claire, I know you won't want to know this when you read it, but it's true. I've started climbing on the turbo trainer several times a week, just in case my body will let me cycle in the near future, so I'm ready. I walk a lot. I try to swim, but I'm like a bird with a broken wing, and the water is fucking freezing just now. And when I'm not doing all that, I'm starting up a new business. I'm trying to support B through homeschool. I cook, I clean. I've even started learning how to measure and quote for bathrooms so I can take pressure off David's ridiculous workload. And now the vet has told me I need to clean Henrik's teeth every day. Yes, on top of all this, I brush my cat's teeth. I'm trying to get better and move on. I'm trying to get past this period of my life, but there's no denying it. While I may be bored senseless with banging on about cancer, the whole point of this blog was to be honest and tell the truth. My truth is the physical impact is still here and huge, and it follows me round every day. To pretend it isn't would be a lie. So that's why I've sat in silence. I've been sitting here, fuming that I can't run away from this thing. Fuming that I'm banging the same drum. Fuming that I can't write that happily ever after. Not quite yet, at any rate. Lump is sponsored by Ali McCritchie and the fantastic team at the Head Gardener Hair Salon in Inverness. Without them, it simply wouldn't be possible, so a massive thanks to them for all their support. If you like Lump, make sure you tell the team when you're next in the salon, and they'll give you a free gift. Coming up in the next episode, the thought of an underwire, albeit encased in fabric, insistent, pushing and rubbing against the creased flesh beneath my reconstructed breast, makes my teeth want to unseat themselves in horror. I'd go 10 rounds with nails and a blackboard before I could go 10 seconds with wires and bad boob. Lump is written and presented by me, Penny Stewart, and produced by Adventurous Audio.